who deep down we really want to be. Leader Fan Radio Network.
Spicy.
And KFAN.com. 2 minutes, 2 seconds past the hour, 3 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We didn't even hold up a sign.
No sign necessary.
No hype person.
Bumper to Bumper is the name of the program on an absolutely brisk, I think you'd say, Tuesday afternoon here in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Our on location, as most of you know by now, is the impossible to leave without buying something, Shields in Eden Prairie Mall. I swore to myself, I deliberately got here later than I usually do.
Smart.
Saying, I'm not going to give myself a chance.
Smart.
But just like 3 minutes walking by several areas,
It's
I go,
so
I'm not
dangerous.
going to leave here without getting something.
I know.
It's impossible.
It's the most dangerous store, I think, for me, for you, for a lot of people.
There's no question.
I walked around for about 45 minutes.
And did you buy anything yet?
No, but I've got
you're eyeing some
I've got 7 things that I want.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous.
Impossible.
At least
It's impossible.
things for my kids, mostly things for me.
Guardsy is back. My name is Dan Barreiro. I'm the occasional host of the program. Bumper to Bumper is the name of the show. We will be here till 6:30.
That's the plan.
3 until 6:30.
Maybe 6:15. There's a Wild game.
Oh, forgot about that.
So
That's
it's a
right. Well,
schedule.
we'll work that through. Toys for Tots, the reason we're here. Help us out as often and as early as you can. In fact, do we want to talk about some enticements early?
Yeah, well, like every show, the first 50 donations during each show, so basically starting right now, the first 50 donations each will secure your very own KFAN and Unreal beanie hat.
Ooh, nice.
Is that the hat right front row here? That looks like it
That's
is.
the hat?
Is that
That's
the
a
new
nice-
hat? Yeah,
that's
it's
a
got
nice
the Vikings horn in there. We don't even get to
bad.
see the hats. Like, that's how exclusive they are. That's really nice.
Very nice. Is
So-
there any Chicago Bears gear available?
Not that we're giving away.
I'll be honest with you.
You can buy it at Shields.
Well, I look. They're either extremely popular right now, the Bears, because they're fashionable again.
Yeah.
Or they don't have much. It seemed like they had more Eagles stuff.
Ugh.
They had more Packers stuff.
Yeah.
They had more Seattle Seahawks stuff. Come on,
That's not right.
It's the Monsters of the Midway.
Maybe, though, off your head coach, they realize people don't
Well,
need shirts because Ben Johnson's going tarps off now. So why buy a Bears shirt if you're just going to
What's that expression?
tarps off? You take the tarp off.
Oh, tarp off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long's that been?
It's been a while.
Been a while?
Yeah.
Tarp off.
It's probably
That means-
old now,
Yeah.
which means it's not cool that I
Look
said
at
it.
Abbott. All he does is come.
Wow,
Thanks, man.
It's the Christmas elf. It's unbelievable.
Thanks. You got an actual foo-foo one for me? Thank you so much.
Is there a black coffee? Yeah, I'll do the black coffee.
You want this one?
Yeah,
I
black
can't
coffee,
tell.
please.
Is that?
We'll take it.
I don't know. Let's see. This one says latte, I think.
Yeah, this is the
right?
light. Yeah, that says latte.
Okay, perfect.
This says light.
More than I expected. I thought I was just going to get a coffee. That's even better. Good chance now I won't doze off between now and 6:30 or 6:15, whenever we are indeed done. So, again, a really nice giveaway. Those are nice hats.
They are.
Yeah.
I do remember getting one a couple of years ago. Hey, Unreal stuff's awesome. We're both wearing one of their new Elevation hoodies.
Yes.
And-
Well, there's bitterness, apparently, because there are other people on the fan who think we got the nicest hoodies.
That's bumper to bumper.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
We're
Not our problem.
Not going to apologize.
Yeah, it's Hall of Famer, Dan Barreiro.
It's
Side piece gets a nice hoodie.
It's prime time.
Yeah.
What do you want us to do?
It's not our problem.
Sorry, I'm not going to apologize.
Didn't have to do middays.
First 50?
Yes.
And so what do you have to bring?
Just a toy.
Any toy.
Any toy, or if you make a financial donation, you can do that.
You can do
as
it that
well.
way here.
I know somebody dropped off $1,000 during the Common Man program.
Literally dropped 1,000?
It was a check.
A check,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so they can take money, but gifts are always
that's nice.
preferred. And obviously, at Shields, the beauty of it is you don't have to come prepared.
That's true.
You just walk in.
You can get some stuff here.
They've got the Toyland over here to the right, and they've got a lot of stuff right next to us as well that you can buy, and then you're good.
You can put the stopper on there, too.
It's going to stay warm the whole show. It's unbelievable.
That's a good point. I probably should leave it there until I actually drink it. Guest-wise, here's what we have planned today. This is not going to be a shock to anybody who listens to the show much, but originally our Viking on location was supposed to be Josh Metellus, who had been with us last year here. Is it 2 straight years or just
just last year?
Last year.
We had JJ a couple of years ago.
I predicted yesterday that there's a good chance that Metellus would back out when he learned about the bumper-to-bumper curse.
Yes.
Involving no fewer than 5 former Viking players and 2 former Viking head coaches who, once they became regulars on our show, were either fired or cut.
They're all out of
didn't get
football.
a chance. They're all out of
Yeah.
football. So I knew the word would get back to him, and apparently it did, because Metellus is a late no-show. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct.
Now, has anybody broken the news to the kid, Levi Drake Rodriguez?
No.
Because he is going to show up.
He is.
He's, I think it's fair to say, in a season that has not gone the way it was choreographed, one of the consolation prizes or bright spots.
I think he has been.
Regarding this team and perhaps even its future.
A nice find. Absolutely.
Because we, our drafts, it's not, a big secret, have not been highly successful at the highest levels lately. But it looks like this guy's got a chance to stick. A defensive lineman, right?
Yep.
And he's going to join us, we think, around 3:30, in that range. Kevin Seifert's going to come to see us at 4 o'clock, ESPN regular, ESPN.com, and regular for our program. And then Lou Nanny will join by phone 5:30, is that correct?
Yes, he was in town all weekend, Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay.
Left this morning to go back to Florida.
Isn't that funny?
I was very disappointed. I was hoping he'd be able to come see us on location because he used to do that.
He did used to do that.
When he was a Minnesotan.
He regularly, whenever we did a couple of these at the Mall of Hysteria.
Absolutely.
He showed up.
He never went to Fleet Farm in Lakeville. That's where he drew the line.
Well, that's true.
But Mall of America, he was there, and I'm sure he would have been here at Shields if he was in town.
No question about that. So let me ask you this question, because I think we've talked about this before, and I don't remember what your view on it was, but I retweeted a meme that many of you may have seen, NFL memes, and I don't know who's responsible for this, but here's what they wrote with some accompanying video montage. We might not all be Vikings fans, but we should be grateful they exist for giving us some of the most hilarious moments in National Football League history.
Oh, no.
So it's a step, it goes backwards from the ill-fated, underhand pick six by your guy, Max Brosmer. It starts there, and then the montage includes a series of infamous moments in Minnesota Vikings history. In fact, I think the second one up there is wide left, playoff game, Huntington Bank Stadium, before it was called Huntington Bank Stadium. Blair Walsh, and then the immediate look over to a very flushed, frozen Mike Zimmer with that bewildered look on his face like, are you kidding me?
Right.
We're not going to finish this. And it was a chip shot field goal, right? Was it 29 yards?
Yeah, that was 27.
Might have been whatever it was a chip shot. And it kind of goes from there. And it's all PA, or most of it's PA, going all the way back to the Cardinals have knocked the Vikings out of the playoffs. No!
Get back, guys.
That's exactly it.
Yep.
That was back in the day when force outs were illegal.
That's true.
There's no, to this day, I think, proof that whoever the Cardinals receiver was who knocked the Vikings out of the playoffs, that's right, would have gotten his feet down in bounds. But the rule then was if you shove him out and you don't give him a chance to do it, the referee rules he's in because you didn't give him a chance to get his feet in. A stupid rule, by the way,
yes,
as far as I'm concerned.
Like a number of rules that were changed only after Minnesota teams were impacted by them.
But here's my question to you. And this is going to take some deep introspection and honesty and candor. Because I've been here now since November of 1986, so coming up on 40 years, which is a long time. And I got to tell you something. Deep down, as much as Vikings fans go, poor, pitiful me and us, I'm beginning to wonder if that's deep down what you want to be. Always suffering, always feeling sorry for yourselves. Almost to the point where, that's who we are, and I wouldn't even know what to do with myself if we had a season that ended in a Super Bowl victory, because then I would lose that piece of myself. Do you think there's any truth to that? That people don't want to admit it, maybe, but they're very comfortable in their angst and wouldn't know what to do if they didn't have it as a crutch.
I will say we are comfortable in our angst. We're extremely comfortable, and that extends to most Minnesota sports and the weather and everything else. Personally, I'd like to see the alternative. I'd like to see the other side of the rainbow or the bridge. You're the perfect test case because you did this as a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
How did it feel in 2016 when they finally got the World Series after there could have been a list of Cubs stuff, right? Bartman and the Billy Goats and the collapse of whatever year that was.
Yes.
How did you feel after 16? Was your identity rattled in any meaningful way?
Yes, it was. Now, here's what I'll say. At the time, I dismissed that and said, it's absurd. No, this is exactly what I've been waiting for my whole life. at the moment the Cubs win it, drop down to your knees and just start blubbering uncontrollably.
You don't.
You just don't. And I did. I can still remember doing exactly that in front of the big screen. But then what's weird is now that it's almost 10 years since they did it.
Yeah. You're back?
I kind of go, God, maybe we were better off that way. Maybe that really is our personality. So I'm just asking, because when I retweeted a link to the video, to the montage, I even asked the question, too soon?
Yeah.
And a lot of people said, no, truth cannot be controversial. And they almost seem to be reveling in it, like, yeah, that's us. That's who we are. And we should just accept our fate.
Well, I will say that because that's who we are, it definitely, in my opinion, takes our ability to enjoy anything positive away. Because we don't ever trust that it's going to work out.
That's
so
true.
Even when you have a good season,
yep,
you're always waiting. Like last year's a good example. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Even when things are going well.
Yes.
So, in a way, I'd like to...
Oh, by the way, they did include Favre throwing across his body against the Saints.
I don't remember that one.
The interception.
I'm
and
having
the PA,
a tough time coming up with that one.
The PA meltdown.
This is not Detroit, man.
This is not Detroit,
This
man.
is the Super Bowl.
They sped up his voice, which in of itself is fascinating.
What?
I don't know how, it can be any faster than it already is.
How can PA be sped up?
I don't
I've never
know.
said PA's a little mellow. Can we speed him up? I've
That's
never
true.
said that.
That's true.
But it takes all of that takes away, I think, our ability to enjoy a good season and the possibility that because we're always waiting. We're always waiting for the
You don't want
around the
it.
corner.
You don't even realize you don't want it.
I I think I do.
You wouldn't know what to do with yourself.
It would be weird. It would be very strange. But I'd love to take
you
that
said,
chance.
you're in the minority though on this though. You basically said, I don't even care if we win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just get me back there.
Because they've never done it in my
your
lifetime.
Yeah.
Now, people older than me will say, no, we've had the Super Bowls in the 70s. We want to actually get there. I'm not trying to be that greedy in this holiday season.
I see.
I'll just take the Super Bowl appearance. I'll take the 2-week build-up to the big game. I'll take Radio Row again like we had when it was here at a Super Bowl site thinking about the Vikings playing, and the game to me is irrelevant.
So if you had to rank the moments in that montage, if you had to rank them, like, here's the worst of the worst, here's the most devastating of the devastating. Is that all based on what age you are, which one's going to be in your wheelhouse, or are you enough of a Vikings historian to say, no, that doesn't matter? This is the one that if you force me to rank them, is at the top of the list for pure, unadulterated angst and tragedy.
Depending on the day, it's got to be 98 or 09.
I think it's 98.
Yeah, you think 98?
I think it's wide. It's the Gary Anderson game. Doesn't it have to be that game?
Probably, but the Favre year was so magical, and everything was coming together that way that one hits a little bit different too. I'd probably go 98 just barely. I was 16.
Or is it Hail Mary? Because some people say that set the tone.
It could have.
Hail Mary set the tone for what has come in the decades after.
And I wasn't alive for that, so that one doesn't hit me as well, as much. It's 98 or 2009 for sure, depending on the day, probably. I think the Favre thing, though, because you're driving down on the road in an epic game.
Would the field goal have won it or tied it? I don't remember.
Would have won it because we went to overtime.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we went to overtime.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly, yeah.
So, and now I'm annoyed because this is what you do, and then I start remembering things like that night. I remember living at our old place, 2211 Indiana Avenue in Golden Valley with my roommate Chad Kaz, and we had people at our house, and we were watching the game, and PA said, when the Vikings come back, there's 2 minutes left in the game, we're tied, and Brett Favre is our quarterback. You're listening to Minnesota Vikings football driven by Polaris. And at that point, you basically go Ben Johnson and take your shirt off and start, because you're going to the Super Bowl. So for me, I think it's that one. The Gary Anderson miss, at the time, they were still up by 7. Right?
Yeah.
So it was weird. We all thought in the arena that it was good. They played the fireworks or the cannon or whatever.
Yes, they did.
But I think, for me, Favre was more
Anderson
devastated.
hasn't missed in 2 years.
Yeah.
We have that somewhere, Blakemore, don't we?
I think I might have burned it.
I think you probably did. You deleted it.
I got sick of it.
Yeah.
So I think Favre hits me worse just by a hair than 98. But they're both bad.
Yeah.
They're both terrible. And I'm really glad this probably started.
And to be fair to Brosmer, this one is,
meaningless
just happens to be the most recent. That's why it was, even by Pick Six standards,
unbelievable.
off the charts, right? As I said, I think it's Garo Yepremian, like the old kicker, who lost control of a kick and then tried to sort of throw it, and it ended up in the air, being caught in the air by, I think it was it Washington? I can't remember the team. And because it happened in the Super Bowl, it's part of National Football League lore as well. All right, let's do this. Let's go to first break in, and we'll come back into some other issues as well. Very good guest lineup, as I said. Love to see you at our Shields location in lovely Eden Prairie, Minnesota, the Eden Prairie Mall, that most of you, I think, are familiar with by this point. We will be here until 6:30 tonight, right here in the Fan.
The Fan welcomes some great shows in Mystic Lake Amphitheater. Guns N' Roses will be there August 8th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner will be there August 16th. Motley Crue August 21st. Get complete details on our upcoming shows on the concert page, KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
We are back from Shields in Eden Prairie. Hope you have a chance to come by and see us. Donate a toy, donate some cash. The cause is pretty well established by this point. We always get very, very good support. We are pleased to be joined by a member of the Minnesota Vikings. How about a round of applause for Levi Drake Rodriguez, kind enough
Let's go.
to join us. Welcome. Thank you for giving us a couple of minutes. Are you a guy who, generally speaking, works way ahead when it comes to Christmas shopping, holiday shopping, or are you last-minute guy?
I'm a last-minute guy.
Are you?
To say that. Yeah,
That's
man.
okay.
I get that from my dad. My dad's bad about that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's not all bad, though, I think. If you enjoy, but I guess it
There's a
depends on
rush.
your
Day
attitude
before
when you
Christmas.
get to that place. If you can then just say, I'm not going to be mad about the rush. I'm not going to be mad about any of it. This is just part of my routine.
Yeah. You just got to embrace that.
For sure.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's it.
I've always been a procrastinator, though.
Yeah, that's okay. How about as a football player? You can't procrastinate
No.
and be in the National Football League,
Yeah,
can
that's
you?
true. No, I'm an early bird whenever
that right?
it comes to waking up and
Yeah?
preparing. Yep. Yes, sir. So wake up probably around 4:45 in the morning, get there 5:15, and then get to work, son. Yep.
4:45.
Yep.
Do you need an alarm clock?
Yeah, no doubt. Man, that pillow is comfy sometimes. So
Yeah,
that
I understand
pillow's
that
very
for sure.
comfy.
That's
Yep.
got to be tough.
No doubt.
What about the professional football experience to this point would you say surprises you the most? As much as I'm sure you try to prepare, what when you look back and say, God, I didn't know about this, or I didn't realize about that?
Yeah.
Anything in particular?
I think just people don't understand how hard we work, day in and day out. And of course, we want to give them a show on Sundays, but I wish that people could, be a little fly on the wall and see the hours and hours that we put in daily, for our bodies, for our minds, for, our hearts, just to be great at what we do. Yeah.
Are you we tend to, when we talk about watching tape, we tend to talk more about quarterbacks, I
Right.
think, and maybe even the dot guy in the defense.
Right.
But
Oh,
not.
man.
But I mean, if you're going to be the best you can be along the defensive line,
Right.
do you have to be a big time tape guy too?
Of course, just knowing formations, knowing backfields, their scheme, their pass scheme, how they're trying to block that up. You gotta be engulfed in film and watch it, see tendencies, and and then those come to life when they're on the film or on the field. Yeah.
So it's interesting when you're a player who's drafted late. There's some players I've talked to over the years who didn't take that personally. And then there's other players who did and who basically said, okay, that's fine. Maybe you don't think I have the pedigree or I didn't test the right way.
Right.
I'm going to show you I am going to use this. This is going to be part of my fuel. How much of that has gone into a really good, encouraging, I think most people agree, and I would think you agree, first season for you.
Yeah, man, going into my second season, I think it's so cool just to see everybody going to these Oklahomas, Texas, Alabamas, and me come from little Texas A&M Commerce it's insane. I'm in the
Where is Texas A&M Commerce? In Commerce?
In Commerce,
Okay,
Texas.
so I'm
We
sure.
got
I
about
had a hunch.
we have about 2 stoplights and a whole lot of.
How did you end up there, by the way?
Yeah.
Tell me about where you were before that.
Yeah, I was at an NAI named SAGU, Southwestern Assemblies of God University. Man, we had people in our dorms, the other sex for one day out of the month. And
Is that right?
Yeah,
That was it. That was the.
yeah, that was it.
That's
And then we had a chapel, dorm devos. I was there for 3 years, and I transferred out of there. Man, I prayed about it, fasted about it.
Yeah.
And I just went. Lord said go. I said why? He said go again. Yes, sir. So I was there transferred, played all 5 years total, 3 at SAGU and then 2 at Texas A&M Commerce. And, man, changed my life.
How so? How did it change it?
Just first 3 years at SAGU, man, just spiritually.
Okay.
I've grown so much. And then at Commerce, just wanting to get more exposure. I thought that was the biggest school, and it's not. So just working my butt off to get that exposure, it helped, no doubt.
Did you, as you are improving as a college football player, so are you allowing yourself to think about a professional career? Did you go down that road a lot?
Oh yeah. That was always a dream of mine.
That was
ever since I was a little boy. Ever since I started playing football.
When did you start? How old
I
were
was
you?
4.
4 years old?
I was 4. Yep. So
Tackle football at 4?
Yep.
Seriously?
At tackle, and then we moved on to select. So that select stuff was
and that was in Texas as well, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Whereabouts in Texas?
Central Texas, close to Austin.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
And that was the only sport for you, or did you?
No,
were you
I played
dabble?
football and baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah,
too?
I actually went to SAGU on a baseball scholarship, on a baseball visit, and then the coach saw me dunking in my cowboy boots, and he was like, "Hey, let's talk to you quick." So, talked to them, and then I got a dual sport scholarship for both baseball and football. Yep.
And would you say one was your first love? Has football always been your love, or was baseball?
Man, I wanted to go to the league for baseball as well.
You did?
Yeah, but then I
And what did you play? Were you position player?
Yeah, I was a catcher my whole life, and then pitcher. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but man, I started eating too good, so I put on weight.
So at some point, you start thinking about the possibility of a pro football career.
Correct.
When does that go through your mind?
Man,
in a serious way.
Yeah, in a serious way. I've been practicing my signature for since 3rd grade. I was like, Mom, this is gonna be worth something one day.
Right.
So ever since I can remember, I've always loved this profession. Now that I'm in it, it's oh my goodness.
Was it always defensive line?
No, I played O-line in high school.
O-line, okay.
All high school, I played O-line. That's it.
Interesting.
Yep.
And how did you like that? Did you like?
I embraced it.
You did embrace it.
Yeah, I embraced it. I've always been a defensive player. Go hit some, see ball, get ball.
Right.
But, just being a team player, embracing that and, protecting our quarterback. I actually got All-State for right tackle.
Offensive tackle?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So who made the decision to move you to defense in your second college stop then?
That was my first
college stop. Okay.
Yep, playing DN.
But was that a coach said, "Hey, you belong on defense," or was that you pushing?
I was like, "Thank you, Lord."
You liked that?
Yes, completely. Yep.
And in terms of playing where you play now, what are the challenges? And what do you think you've done well? Because you've obviously gotten a lot of people's attention.
Right. Yeah.
This year,
man, I would say just growing daily, just being a sponge in the building, listening, taking coaching, and applying it on the field. First in practice, then, daily in the practice, meetings, walkthrough, and then going out there and executing it, So just being a coachable person, coachable player,
sure.
And just applying what I'm being taught is major. But getting here it's very mental. We don't draw stuff up on the whiteboard often. We know formations in our head. We talk about them, and then you just have to visualize them to do them. It's hard. It's difficult, especially my first year. I'm like, what is going on?
Kind of overwhelmed at the start. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. But learning ball and just getting engulfed in it. It's pretty.
Were you at the combine?
No, sir.
No, not invited?
Nope. No, sir.
Okay, so is that another thing you file away and say, fine, okay?
Well, yeah, I hear people saying that it was tough. It was, one of the hardest weekends.
Right.
I'm like, cool. That's good for y'all.
So where in your position, where do you go to get noticed by scouts, by the Vikings?
Man, I have a great agent, Everett Levy. He did his thing. He did very well. But I went to a Tropical Bowl
That's what I remember reading about that, the Tropical. But where the hell is the Tropical Bowl? Someplace tropical,
Florida. Yeah, it was in Florida.
Okay,
it was
Florida.
beautiful too. It was gorgeous. But not too many coaches out there. But that definitely gave me exposure. I went to 2 bowl games and same things.
Okay.
Just similar. Playing, talent from Alabama, Clemson, Tennessee, Iowa, Illinois, some big schools, right? And I dominated there. I had like 3 sacks and tackles. And that's what put my name on the map.
So when you see that you can not only hold your own, but play maybe even better than some of those players,
right?
Is that the point where you go, I can do this, or did you always feel that?
Oh, in my mind, I knew I was going to play.
Yeah.
I didn't know what day or what team would win, but I knew I was going to play. Yep.
And you have.
Sure.
What are you happiest with this individually? We're going to get to the team in a minute, but individually, in terms of your growth, where do you think you have improved the most to the point where you're getting people's attention?
Right. Just techniques and fundamentals. Just learning daily, applying them on the field, off the field, just trying to be the complete pro that I can be. Yeah.
And are you a guy, like obviously the most complete linemen want to be very good at both. They want to be very good at handling the run. They want to be able to be good at occasionally, wreaking some havoc when the quarterback's going back to pass.
No doubt. Yeah, and I'm trying to be great at both of those. So just stacking days, man, waking up early, figuring out my routine, conquering my routine daily, being that pillow, being that warm blanket every day it's tough, but I love it. I love it. Best job in the world.
What do you
every day?
Can you learn from more veteran players on this team?
Of course, man. I ask them questions about their routine, their habits, their eating habits, everything. How much they spend on their body. Can't do that yet, but my goodness, it's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not quite there yet, but you will
how
be.
much they pour into their body. How much is it's an investment, no doubt.
So you're a sponge on picking up whatever you can pick up.
SpongeBob SquarePants, baby. Yep, that is me, son.
I mentioned the team. Obviously, you guys are not in the position you wanted to be at
Right.
12 games in. So how do you finesse that? I mean, you're obviously paid to work. You're paid to continue to go forward. You got to keep playing. But how difficult has that been within the locker room?
Right. Yeah. I don't think there's finessing any of that. Like I said earlier, we go to work every single day in the classroom, on the field. Whatever we're doing it with our all. So there's no finesse in hard work, and that's one thing we pride ourselves on. We work hard in the building, in the classroom. So doing that daily to see the produce. So the locker room's holding tight right now. We are banding together, stronger than ever. So I just got to keep doing that, find for one another.
I thought you guys, again, I know the result wasn't what you were looking for, but I thought defensively, as recently as this last game, you guys played well. They really did not get all that much going offensively.
Right.
This is, of course, Seattle with, your ex-quarterback, Sam Darnold, has been very good this year, but it looked to me like you guys had them a little bit flustered.
Yeah. I mean, we're on our techniques and fundamentals all week, and, just working those daily so that we can produce on the field. And, it showed. It showed on the field, and, it was so much fun playing with our dogs. Yeah.
The block field goal game, was that the Detroit game?
Correct.
The Detroit.
Yeah.
So tell me about, I know you talked about it a lot, but now we have you here. Tell me about that. That's got to be an extremely satisfying play.
Oh, it hurt a little bit. It hurt on my forearm. It hurt.
Yeah.
But man, just like I said, doing the techniques and fundamentals, and we're in there once a week for the field goal block team.
Yeah.
And just like focusing on that, and just a one play series can change the game, change the momentum of a game, and just giving your all in that phase. So,
well, I don't know how well you know Vikings history. If you go back far enough to the hallowed Bud Grant days, one of the strengths of the team. I mean, I grew up in Chicago, so I grew up a Bears fan, and I'm sorry, but I tell the story as a compliment to the Vikings is that I felt like there were so many games where throughout the game the Bears would dominate,
right,
and then with like 4 minutes to go, Matt Blair would block a punt or a field goal, and
it would
change the whole damn game. So that's part of the tradition of this team. going way, way back.
No doubt.
And those plays they happen so rarely, but that's why I think they stand out.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Especially once you hear that.
That thump. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets everybody fired.
So what is the art of, is it about timing?
Yeah.
A jump?
Yeah.
What's the key to it?
We know the procedure time that the offenses use, and we know the flight pattern, their angle, how long it takes to get the ball off the foot, and then we just have to execute. So it's either 4 of us on one side doing one job, and then or 2 of us. So that time was 2 of us hip to hip, and taking 5 steps, getting our hands up. So we did just that, and we heard that. So that was good.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Are you how many cold weather games have you over the course of your career? Because again, historically, the Vikings kind of prided themselves on outdoor football. That's all changed now
No doubt.
with the building they're in now. Do you think you would thrive if the Vikings were outdoors for home games all the time? Would you thrive in that, or you say no? I kind of like
It's
better
cold right now. I'm a Texas boy. It's a little cold.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
But man, I would embrace it. That's football. That's the history of football, and man, that's hard nosed right there. So I love that stuff. I haven't played in a real cold game yet, negative temperatures or snow, foot of snow.
Yeah, right.
Man, I want to do that though. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
For my
it'll probably
toes.
happen eventually for sure.
Yeah,
There's no
no
question
doubt.
about that.
No doubt.
A late game over the years, maybe in Chicago
we
or
have,
whatever.
New York.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
coming up, I don't know. We'll see what that looks
Yeah.
like.
That could be it too, for sure.
Spaghetti-O. We shall see.
Well, I know you're here. You're going to be involved with a kind of a shopping spree, right? With a kid.
Yeah.
You're going to be set up with
a
the
good
kid.
time. I can't wait.
Which should
Hopefully
be-
I can get some too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I was telling Justin that earlier. This is a store that's it's almost impossible
I love
to
it.
walk around this
I love
store
it.
and not leave with something.
Yeah,
right?
I go straight upstairs to that hunt there.
Oh, is that right? You a big hunter?
Yeah.
What kind of hunting did you grow up doing?
All of it.
Really?
Yeah, deer hunting, hogs, little.
The whole
game.
bit?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your family background.
Yeah, man. I grew up with a brother, sister, or just a brother or sister. My goodness, sorry. Mom, dad, and then a whole bunch of cousins. Grew up in a 900 square foot home. My pops has always said that we're sports poor. And what that looks like is, man, we just spend so much on sports that we don't have a lot for, nicest house, nicest car, nicest gloves or bats or cleats, things like that. But man, we were always pouring into sports. So, I'm just grateful for that. That's just my family. There's a whole bunch of love in that house.
That's great.
Wouldn't trade it. Wouldn't trade my story or for someone else's any day.
Any other athletes in the family?
Yeah, my sister. We actually played college at the same school, different eras, but the same school. Yeah.
What does she play?
She played basketball.
Basketball, okay.
Yep, and she was going to be a dual sport too with volleyball. But she played basketball for all 5 years.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on emerging. One of the, I think, emerging stories for this team, and I guess proof again. We all get hung up. All these shows we do, you get hung up on high draft picks and highly touted names,
Right.
big names. But we see it over and over again, especially, I think, in football,
Right.
where you have free agent players, you have lower draft pick players who maybe it takes them a little bit of time.
Well, we're hungry though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we are hungry. We want it. We want to go get it. So, yeah.
Well, thanks again for coming to see us.
Yeah,
I
thank
appreciate
y'all.
it.
Thank y'all.
Levi Drake Rodriguez, thank you for the time, man. Much appreciated. We'll take a quick pause here, and then don't forget Kevin Seifert's going to join us from our location, Eden Prairie Shields, at probably about 4 o'clock or so. Lou Nanny will join by telephone. Tuesday regular. We'll get to a couple of other stories. Thanks again, Levi. I appreciate you. Back in just a minute here in the Fan.
Join the Fans Corey Cove tonight. Willie McCoy's Andover Coors Light Hockey Night. Drop by starting at 8 p.m. and catch Minnesota take on Edmonton. Enjoy ice-cold Coors Light specials. Play trivia for a chance to win great prizes, including sweet tickets to a game in January. Full details now, KFAN.com. Keyword Counter.
Well, not really all that different than Levi Drake Rodriguez, our next guest. Really not highly touted at all coming out of college.
Did not get drafted.
Kind of a free agent, kind of a guy who said, fine, doubt me if you'd like. I'll show you. And look where he ends up. Kevin Seifert, ESPN. There have been like 25 ESPN purges. Yeah. And you've survived all of them thus far.
Thanks for putting me in the curse of Dan.
That's true.
Curse of bumper to bumper.
Yeah, but you've been on long enough now that I think you're curse proof, don't you think?
I would think if it was going to happen, it would have
happened sooner.
Yeah.
Well, good to have you. Have you done any Shield shopping yet?
Not yet. Just walked in the door. There's plenty of options, though. Hopefully, people are getting ahead on their holiday shopping.
Is it possible that we're going to look back on the 2025 season and say that ultimately one of the biggest stories to emerge the last month of the season is the marriage between Aaron Rodgers and Adam Thielen? Your thoughts?
It could have happened here. That was my first thought. It could have happened here. Aaron Rodgers wanted to come here. We all know that. And Adam Thielen wanted to come here, and he did. So one of the two came. Yeah. Now they will reunite in Pittsburgh. It will. That'll be a fun one to see. I think that any offense that Aaron Rodgers is in is just kind of the offense he wants it to be. So
yes,
as long as Adam can get up to speed on what Aaron wants,
which might be in his wheelhouse because it tends to be shorter passes, right?
Yeah, the Steelers have been running this quick game all year. They did that to an extreme in the game against the Vikings. I think he set a personal record for the lowest amount of time before his average throw. So they were very much throwing right away, and that caters to what Adams does best at this point. And so that could be a fun matchup. But it's hard not to think of all the people that the Jets tried to surround Aaron Rodgers with when he was there to no avail. But Pittsburgh, I think, has a little bit of a better internal culture.
So
there.
We haven't, I don't think, talked about it on this show. A-Rod has apparently been calling out after the most recent setback his receivers. They're not working hard enough in the film room, etc. Is that correct?
Yeah, it sounded like he was saying that when they watch a play and they decide what his hand signals are going to be, they need to remember them. And so that's been a theme for a lot of Aaron Rodgers' career going back to Green Bay. I know my current colleague, Kaylin Kaler, did a story when she worked at The Athletic talking to a lot of the receivers who had been through Green Bay who were flummoxed by this intricate hand signal system that Aaron likes to use. And so, again, Adam will have to use his veteran wiles to make sure he interprets that correctly.
So we could have had this all here.
Well, I mean, that would have been one of the many interesting things is because, as you know, there's a pretty tried and true offensive system in place here, and it's not exactly hand signals and quarterback deciding things on the fly.
All right, so ultimately, why did the Adam Thielen experiment go so bad?
Basically, he was a high-priced insurance policy. When they traded for him, Justin Jefferson had been injured for almost all of training camp. Jalen Naylor had just had surgery on his hand. They didn't know when he was going to come back. And Jordan Addison they knew was going to be missing the first 3 games because of a suspension. And so they needed depth. And normally in those situations, you have guys you either drafted or people have been on your practice squad that in a very short-term way you can lean on for that period until Naylor.
Drafted, you say?
Yeah. Yeah, until Naylor's healthy and Jordan Addison's off suspension. But none of those guys in training camp showed enough for anybody to count on them. And so they were in a spot where they felt like they had to trade for someone just for 3 games, really.
True.
And then, and he did play a lot in those 3 games, and people have talked about he didn't catch a lot, but they didn't throw a lot because they didn't have a lot of offensive plays in those games, at least not in the first 2 in particular. And so, and of all the injuries this team has had across the board on both sides of the ball, the receiver position is the one where everybody's been healthy all year. So you rarely run more than 3 receivers on the field at any given time, and he was the 4th. And so they were hardly playing him. He doesn't play special teams anymore as a veteran, and nor should he. And so they didn't have a use for him. And so they were just kind of hanging on to him in case somebody got hurt, and nobody did. And so finally, I think he asked, is there a way I can play somewhere else? And so, I don't think that I asked O'Connell, what was the plan for him after Addison got back and he kind of went into the injury situation. Yeah. So I don't know that it was an experiment that went wrong. It was an insurance policy they didn't need, but they paid a hefty price.
The one part of the team that has not had injury issues.
Right.
Can't make it up.
Right.
Usually there's a couple of nagging, pulled muscle
here or there. Yeah.
And nobody did.
It worked. The one time it worked out is when they had to suspend Addison for the first quarter of the game against Cleveland in London because he had missed a walkthrough. So Thielen played that first quarter.
So you have have the unusual confluence of events, right? He leaves Carolina,
Yeah.
a team that's been a mess.
Yeah.
He comes here assuming, 14-3 a year ago. Come on, what can this be but fun and good? So now the Vikings sit at 4-8, 12 games in. Carolina is one of the talks of the National Football League, the way they've turned it around as recently as last week.
Sid would tell us it's a crazy league, right?
So did he come close to going back there? Do we know, or did they have any need? I haven't been.
Well, since this time of year, everyone goes through waivers, and so
Right.
the Steelers claimed him.
Steelers claimed him,
and
okay.
the Panthers. My understanding was that they, were okay with where they were at,
Okay.
and they were not planning to claim him on waivers unless he was still available in a week or two when they had injuries. And so the Steelers put in the claim and had the highest priority of people who were claiming him.
Is it? Do you have? We talk a lot with you about conspiracy theories because, as it turns out, when you have a season that goes as pear-shaped as this one has, they're going to multiply conspiracy theories. They're going to be conspiracy theories to the conspiracy theories. In fact, so one of the more recent that's been advanced is that secretly KOC played Max Brosmer not simply out of necessity, but out of desire to shut all the Max Brosmer fans, including Guardsy, up, because if he plays the way he did this last game, there's not going to be a lot of Brosmer fans who are, I think, with a straight face going to go, got to put him right back out there 2 weeks in a row. Your thoughts?
So you tell Addison to drop that ball over the middle, too? Is that part of the conspiracy?
I was surprised you didn't go with that yesterday.
Well, I heard, driving to Williams Arena, I heard you talking about it. I go, I wish I would have said it to your face.
Yeah.
So I had to squeeze it in at Shields.
Well, I think
Anyway.
O'Connell was one of the biggest Brosmer fans out there, and so I don't know that he would
With a
have
wink.
with a wink, yeah, that he'd have any personal motivation to do that. But no, I has it shut the Brosmer people up, or do they still want more?
Well, here's the way I would look at it. I think the day of and Monday they were shut up pretty good. But now as the week's going on, they go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's a quick learner.
It takes time.
Get him back out there.
Great the first game and give him a chance to respond. Everybody said that about JJ.
Yeah.
Why can't we give our guy a chance?
And then I don't know if it's possible, but it would be nice for him to get another chance to wipe that play off of the social
That was
media
bad.
feeds.
I can't defend that.
You're not going to defend that one?
That was a bad
Big
one.
of you.
Big mistake.
It may never. I mean, it might
It'll never
always
be duplicated.
I feel bad. It might always be associated with him in ways.
It'll be his Orlovsky safety with Jared
I mean, he
Allen.
could play another 10 years and do a lot of good things.
Yeah, it's still not his
that
fault.
Will still be there. Which, the Orlovsky one is not?
No, this is not. That play was not his fault. It was a ridiculous call by your head coach, who I don't care how many times he says, now I get it. He's never going to get it.
Oh, you're talking about the Brosmer play.
Yeah,
oh,
talking about the Brosmer play. Forget Orlovsky. It's the old. Could any coach have predicted that Brosmer would throw a pass in that panic underhanded?
No.
No, but nevertheless, there's no getting out of that call was made given the circumstance, given the quarterback.
Yeah.
That call made absolutely no sense.
No, and he did admit that, but the proof will be in the pudding, and what will they do the next time it's 3rd and 1, or
Same
the next
thing.
time it's 4th and 1? Will they? And to be fair, like a bootleg is one of the safest things. At worst you're taking a sack, or at worst you're trying to run and you don't get it yourself. But he admitted it's a bad call. Like, I don't think there's any dispute about it. But again, the proof will be what will they do the next time? And he was asked about his 3rd down and 4th down. Gessling asked him after the game about his 3rd down and 4th down calls over a long period of time. It's been well documented by everybody, and he didn't take it very well. He got a little snippy with Ben, and so like that.
I missed that. What did he say?
He just said Ben, we've talked about that, and it's been we do run into those situations, and and kind of.
But yes, more successful.
But he's not
when they throw.
Yeah, he's definitely tired of that narrative. But
so are we watching it.
But it's not an irrelevant. It's a relevant narrative.
It's extremely relevant. All right, let's break for the top of the hour. Sure. I'll follow up on a couple of things off of that answer. Kevin Seifert is with us. Shields, Eden Prairie, Minnesota, where I remembered, I see a pooch over here. I forget, this is one of those places you can bring your dog, right?
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing is what it is.
I got barked at in the hunting section.
Did you seriously?
Yeah, I did.
Was it a St. Bernard, or was it one of those little yip dogs?
No, it was a bigger dog, but I think the dog knew that I had no business being in the hunting section, so it was just trying to clear me out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, we'll come back. If we'd love to have your help. If you want to come to see us and donate a toy for our Big Toys for Tots yearly event right around the holiday season, we will be here until 6:30 tonight. Louis will join by telephone at about 5:30, but a lot more with Seifert when we come back.